welcome to Roland's Reviews. If you will, please hit that little thumb. That is the like button. That tells YouTube that you are most assuredly enjoying this content and they may possibly share it with some more people. Who knows what YT will do? All right. I see the usual suspects entering the chat room. So glad you're here. Also, those of you who have various forms of social media, please share this stream out on those pages as well. All right. I will do the roll call momentarily. And you would think that with, American and public opinion totally against this one of the main uh, pushing points for the Democrats, illegal immigration. It's like this, and then the unaliving of children, they are just full steam ahead, no changes. And of course, with the alphabet mafia, that situation as well. So again, they will never, ever win another election, which is fine. I love it. So just tell them full steam ahead. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay, let's go ahead and do the roll call. If you would like for me to call your name during the roll call, all you need to do is type hello, or you can send an emoji. That way I can see who is actually here and acknowledge you. I like to acknowledge people in the chat section because, again, there are thousands of other content creators and you decided to come here, and it's very much appreciated. And I like to show my appreciation by acknowledging you. And I will say, when I go to, another content creators live and they're just talking and they're not really interacting with the people in the comment section, I just leave. I need interaction. So I hope that you enjoyed as well. Chris, how you doing? How are you? Chicago Hood, how are you doing? Chicago Hood says it's what, 95 degrees? It feels like 105. Okay, Chicago, go home and stay. Boom. How did you beat me? I think I don't know, maybe 90 degrees here in North Carolina. All right. Okay. Vicky is here. Connie, how are you doing, love? My Girls is back. How you doing, dear? The Arena Uncensored said this is his type of talk. All right, Arena, don't get too upset with this foolishness that they're still doing, because I know how you are. I don't like it either. Lord Jammer, how are you doing, love? Darla Hayes is here. Tina, of course, is here. DJ, how you doing? DJ says he is most assuredly enjoying this content. Boom. Thank you so much. Dorian is here. Baldwin Birds is here. Okay, the usual suspects are coming in. I love it. My Girl says it's the body count for the census because they don't have to be a citizen. Boom. My Girls, yeah, we've been saying that. They brought all these people in to be their new voting bloc, but we know those people are going out of here. Thank goodness. Goodbye and good riddance. So, again, as we're saying, folks, and like I said, go ahead and hit that little thumb, folks. That's the like button. They are spending billions with a B of dollars, and they're still continuing to spend. Now, I told you, those of you who are new to the channel, when I started this channel years ago, I was doing reviews on music and books. But when this whole situation started, it changed the trajectory of this channel, because I was just so livid. Chris, Michael Irvin did that to me the other day, made my day, was feeling that, oh, good, Chris. And that's why, we share information, but we also have a good laugh, because who knows? And, everyone's going through something, folks. So it's always good to get a good laugh. The whole family's here in Chicago. Boom. Yes. Get the likes up. Thank you, Lord Jammer. Tina, Governor Hochul just had a U.S. attorney yesterday attacked by illegal immigrants in her state with a knife. Tina, you were here. We did a video on that. But they are full steam ahead. Oh my God. Make it make sense. Dorian, I remember you did biographies. Yes, I did. Dorian, I was doing mostly history, Black history, American history, things that have happened, and interviewing celebrities because people started dying. And I'm like, oh my God, all the people I loved when I was a kid, they're starting to pass away. So it started to hit me. Okay, they're getting old. And so I reached out to a lot of celebrities, and the ones who responded, those are the actual interviews that you see here on the channel. Okay, so yeah, look at this. And I have some clips to share with you as well. Now, she's pledging $50 million in legal aid for migrants. Okay. Illegals first, New Yorkers last policy, boom. Have we not been saying that, folks? This is so wrong. Fridge Reaver, how you doing, love? OMG. How could you continue with good faith to vote for Democrats? Now, look at this. We've been saying this, folks. Illegals first, New Yorkers last. How many times have we said that on this channel? I can't count that high. Robert, I can't believe it. Kathy Hochul got grilled at that congressional hearing, and she still does this. They don't care. Trump will have to cut all federal funds. He's gonna have to. Chicago, I'm kind of bummed. Ann from the Food Network died. I know. I saw that. 55. Yeah, 55 years old. Yeah. She's my governor, and she needs to go. Take that smirk off your face, Hochul. Yeah, she doesn't care. But she's not experiencing the struggle that the average person is. My girl, yes, they're evil. I say it all the time. That's wrong on many levels. How about giving that money to the homeless? Robert, that's an idea. We've actually talked about that as well. What about all the former veterans who have served this country? That money could do a lot to help them. You have them in New York, just like you do in all 50 states. Where is my $5,000 I was going to flush all of it down the toilet myself? Tired of the government flushing my money. DJ, you see where your money is going, and you're right. It's right down the toilet. Pam Bondi said today that hopefully they'll have the sanctuary cities no more by the end of the year. Tina, we talked about that, and that needs to be, a law or something. They have got to get rid. If the Trump administration does not abolish sanctuary cities, this will continue. And this is totally unacceptable. But they keep voting blue, and what can they do? Yeah, exactly, my girls. Robert, the people in New York should be furious. Yes. Oh my God. Mayor, how you doing, love? So yeah, I wanted to show this to you. This is totally, oh my God. And all of these places, these sanctuary cities where they're spending millions and billions of dollars on illegals, they're raising the taxes of the people who actually live there. Oh my God. And a move drawing sharp criticism from New Yorkers and political rivals alike. Governor Kathy Hochul has announced that the state of New York will allocate $50 million in taxpayer. Let me highlight that just in case someone didn't hear it. Taxpayer funds to cover legal fees for migrants. Now, if any of you need legal representation, tell me who you can call to pay for it so that you don't have to pay for it. I want to send me that phone number. I need to use it as well. What the heck? Citizens who need legal representation have to pay for it. The funding, Hochul says, will be used to provide immigration legal services amid the ongoing influx of illegal border crossers resettled in New York. So she's wasting all this money, and Trump's still going to deport them out of here. So it's a waste. Robert, I don't know, but my God, if they vote a Democrat back in there, I just don't know what else to say. Okay. The announcement comes on the heels of a controversial incident involving New York City Comptroller Brad Lander, who was briefly detained by ICE after interfering in an immigration enforcement operation. Now, folks, we know this is all semantics. This is all for a photo op. Okay, we know political theater. Boom. All right, we know that. Lander demanded that ICE agents produce a warrant during an arrest and attempted to block their actions. He was later released, reportedly after pressure from state officials, including Hochul herself. So they're going and making these scenes, right? And like I told you, even like what Maxine Waters was doing it, they're trying to get a reaction. They want, ICE to do something. Of course, they're always playing the victim. A DJ, I want people arrested, booked, charged, and sentenced. None of this matters if guilty folks do not go to jail. Boom. Exactly. Let me see. Where are we? Fridge Reaver, how are you? Next incarnation. I sure hope to immigrate to the United States where no migrants work, none of their crimes are punished, and not even the rich live a better life. Okay, Fridge. Connie, right. Now, for none of us, we don't get free legal representation. Oh my God. So $50 million of New Yorkers' hard-earned taxpayer dollars are being used for illegal migrants' legal fees because of Kathy Hochul's, look at this, illegals first, New Yorkers last, fail leadership in New York, vote her out. And I hope this resonates and enough people come out and vote against her. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. The $50 million payout comes at a time when residents, now look at this, now look at the actual people who voted for her, the residents of New York, citizens. They're grappling with rising crime, economic uncertainty, and housing shortages. Many New Yorkers are frustrated with what they see as a lack of support for citizens, veterans, and struggling families. What we've been saying, right? ICE does not have to show a warrant for illegals. Boom. Partner, DOJ should look into. Yes, Robert. Baldwin said, get them out of here. Yes. Yeah, those bums said that, tried to say that they were the same as the Gestapo, and we know that's not true. All right. As the 2026 gubernatorial race begins to heat up, Hochul's migrant policies are expected to be a central issue. And Stefanik has made it clear she's ready to challenge what she calls a reckless, radical agenda that is destroying the state we love. God knows they are. Chicago says deport them all. Yes. Connie, can't make sense of stupid. Boom. No, you can't, Connie. Say it again for the people in the back. Whether this latest move strengthens or weakens Hochul's standing remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. Many voters are no longer staying silent, which is good. Speak up. Okay, so wanted to share that with you first. So how can you make this make sense when the people who voted for you, your constituents, how you doing, Chubbs, are being neglected? And that's unacceptable. Hit that like button for me, folks, as well as share this stream out. I am enjoying this. Every time I look at this and read this, I just become more and more angry. And I'm just appalled at their continuing, the behavior. They're continuing the same thing. Like, they didn't see the referendum from the American people. And so I typed this in, and there's stuff all over the place. OMG. Oh, I'll play some of this. All right. Let me show you this. I hope you can see it. And she just always has that, everything's okay look. Stupid is as stupid does. Yes, Robert says this is very infuriating. Yeah. Chubbs, California and New York love illegals and crimes and high prices and high taxes. You vote that in, you get what you deserve. Boom. I'm going to be watching these races very closely. We need prisons like El Salvador, CPAC here in America. Yes, Chicago Hood. Looks like Judge Judy. Oh, my God, Dorian. The next No Kings protest is planned for July 4th. That is more than enough time to find out and cut off the protest money. Boom. That's what I say, DJ. So let's listen to this. which makes no sense, but let's listen to what she's saying.
Y'all, thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out.
So anyway, she looks like a substitute teacher. Oh my God. Yeah. They should have indicted him. Newsflash. If you or me, any of you in the chat, if we go up there as ICE is trying to arrest people and try to stop them and hold people's arms and not let go, what is going to happen to us? Someone type it in the comment section, please.
The attorney.
All right. So I still couldn't find Letitia James's the ads that she's running here on YouTube that they keep showing. Right, Lord Jammer. Let's see what she's saying here.
Else about Kathy Hochul that I wanted to discuss today, y'all. Do you remember earlier this week, and we're going to show you a replay, that New York State comptroller who went in to interfere with an ICE arrest or some kind of ICE operation?
All political theater, folks. That's all this is.
Got himself arrested, and then everybody came out to say how bad ICE is because they arrested him for interfering with their arrest. Well, did you know that Kathy Hochul took that opportunity to pledge $50 million of New York State taxpayer money to helping people who are in the country without permission get legal assistance? So that may have skipped your attention, but of course I am going to bring that to you now. She talked about that in a press conference that we're going to bring to you here in a second. So just think about that, y'all. In the earlier video today, Kathy Hochul and her people slipped $10 million into an appropriations bill, supposedly to help Letitia James with her personal legal fees.
Did you hear that, folks? Remember, Big Tish is out here asking for donations. We talked about this before. And so remember that little $10 million slush fund? Well, Hochul is making sure she has it so that she has legal representation. She can sell one of her houses and pay for her own lawyer. Well, let Hochul pay for that. Yeah, Connie, right. Taxpayer money again. Oh, my God. Right, my girls, Big Beef Tish and Crazy Kathy Hochul, Dumb and Dumber, Stupid and Asinine. Yes. No, Tina, I can't either, love.
For her personal alleged crimes. And now she's pledging $50 million, more $1 million of New York State taxpayer money to help people who are in the country without permission, people that the federal government want to kick out of the country, y'all. So this is something, you can't make that up. So we're going to go ahead and shoot into this video where she talks about it now. Let's take a look. But before we do, y'all, make sure you...
Okay, DJ. She looks like she has Hansel and Gretel locked in her basement. That smirk is because she thinks no one would ever think such a thing. Well, I just thought it. Like behind Pelosi's free. DJ, okay. When you lie down with trash, sooner or later you start to stink. And those are facts, okay? Lord Jammer, let's not forget that other crazy lady. Lord Jammer, yeah. The Democrats put them all up to do their dirty work, and now they're stepping back, and now they're all trying to stay out of jail. Facts. Fonnie, Tish, and who else?
In our country.
Let me put on the closed captioning for those that like that on. Okay, here we go.
It's literally walking the streets of Little Haiti to try and bring some comfort to a community that's under siege with a travel ban and losing their legal status. The streets were empty. People are scared. Businesses are concerned about their future. And that's when I got word of what had happened to my colleague in government, our comptroller, Vlad Lander. The video is shocking. I knew I needed to come down here immediately and check on his whereabouts and do what I could to intervene. I'll let Brad speak about his experience. But to my knowledge, the charges, there are no charges. Charges have been dropped. He walks out of there a free man. But here is Well, while that is a positive outcome in a very high-profile case, we're also concerned about those that are walking out of this courthouse taken away from their families. They don't have the attention. They don't have the lawyers. And that's why the state of New York is providing $50 million to cover legal services for people who are finding themselves in this situation. We'll continue to do what we can to support the communities and the immigration coalitions and thank them for their work that they're doing at this time. It's hard to see these people, to know their stories, to hug them, to know they've been separated from loved ones.
I don't recall her saying that when Americans are arrested and separated from their loved ones. Maybe I missed that. My girl, she looks like she was the last one who was picked for prom and she's still carrying a grudge. How you doing, Uncle Charles? I am great. Uncle Charles, what do you think about this situation? Yes, Dorian. People, New Yorkers are finally starting to speak up. They are sick and tired of this. Taxpayer money for plastic surgery. Boom. Okay, that attorney standing there looking every bit like a soy boy. Okay, Connie, how about giving me attention, you dingbat? Connie, you have to be illegal to get attention from them. That's the only way. I'm so sorry, love. So yeah, Uncle Charles, what are your thoughts on this? They're adding $50 million that she's allocating for legal defense for illegals. Nothing for our New Yorkers. Tax money. So again, illegals get free housing, free food, free health care, free everything. How you doing, Vipa? Hit the like button, love. Mayor said attorney wears plaid pants. Oh Lord, not the plaid. Excuse my French, but these yes, Chicago hood. Yes, Chicago. Me too. This, must be nice to get everything free. All of us, we have to go to work. And they're absolutely pathetic. They don't have the pulse of the American people or the people in their city. They're still spending all this money on people who aren't citizens while raising the taxes to continue to fund this fiasco. So Trump is not losing support. He's gaining more and more support. Let them continue. And again, they're all continuing to die on that hill for these illegal aliens. So, legal immigrants are on Trump's side. And I'm going to show you how things have changed because there's a little poll. And everyone's sick and tired of this. People who came here legally are angry, like they had to scrape and work hard. They were given nothing, and it's a difficult process. Uncle Charles, my thoughts, Big Tish and the rest of them have been deceiving Black people for a long time. Just because you Black don't make you a great person. Boom. Uncle Charles, that's what we've been saying. Stop voting for people that the Democrats stick in front of your face. And they know you get emotional. Okay, that's a Black person. Okay, or that's a woman. She's a minority. Vote for her. Stop it. That's why we're in the shape that we're in. You're absolutely right. I agree, Uncle Charles. Oh, my God.
I just want to say we're a better country than this. We're a far better country than what we're experiencing. This is New York. This is New York. Land of immigrants. We're proud of them. As I stood in the hallway upstairs on the 9th floor waiting to know the whereabouts of my friend, almost everyone I spoke to who worked there in security and otherwise, they came from other countries. They're immigrants themselves. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, I present our controller, Red Lander.
Thank you. I want to thank the governor, and I want to thank Immigrant ARC, the organization that I was volunteering with today, and all the other volunteers that are here. I'm New York City Controller Brad Lander, and I'm happy to report I am just fine. I lost a button. But, I'm going to sleep in my bed tonight, safe with my family. I'm grateful to hear that the charges are not being brought. But if they are, I've got a lawyer. I don't have to worry about my due process rights. At that elevator, I was separated from someone named Edgardo, who I had just met a couple of minutes earlier. Edgardo is in ICE detention, and he's not going to sleep in his bed tonight. So far as I know, he has no lawyer. He has been stripped of his due process rights by a government and a judge that owe him a credible fear hearing before they deport him, and yet have decided instead to strip folks like Edgardo and the prior gentleman that I walked out with, whose native language is Yoruba, and who only got a translator in French. And so when the judge said, do you understand what it means that after I dismiss your case, you'll have no status? He said no status, as he recognized what was about to happen. So I will be fine, but Edgardo is not going to be fine. And the rule of law is not fine. And our constitutional democracy is not fine. This is the third week in a row that I've come down here with Immigrant Art to accompany families out of this building. And before today, I had walked 4 families out, all of whom were afraid that they were going to be detained by ICE agents, and yet who were able to walk out of the building, even though they had their cases dismissed and are subject to expedited removal, but were nonetheless able to get out of that building and at least get back to their kids, get back to their families.
So,
all right, that's enough of that. I don't want anyone to throw up their dinner. I need to read a comment. Legal immigrants, what doesn't she understand? Yes. And someone said, and I've been saying this, someone said class action lawsuit. I think it was Connie. Let me see. I'm not sure. The comments are coming fast and furiously. Lord Jammer, can someone in New York sue the governor to stop her from misusing this money? Yet, Lord Jammer, we can only hope and pray. For New Yorkers, I mean, I know they're starting to speak out, but they need to say, hey, that's our tax money. My girl, he looks like a pansy. Yeah, so you see, they're so concerned they're not going to be able to sleep in their bed. What about the New Yorkers who don't even have a bed because they're homeless? So misplaced loyalty. I told you, they are dying on that hill. Connie, yes, class action lawsuit. Right, Dorian? Straight beta male, my girls, yeah. He's not even a natural born citizen and he doesn't have a constitutional right. They don't get it. Dude sounds like he has some right, DJ. Dorian, no, he does not. So I wanted to share that with you. If you think that's bad, oh my God, Chicago. So New York, we said at least it's in the millions, right? Let me take you to Chicago. Wow. And you would think that, they would say, hey, we're we lost the White House. We lost the House, the Senate. We lost everything. Let's change course. Oh no, full steam ahead. How you doing, Fridge? I see you. Chicago Hood, yeah, I see you. So I'm going to get rid of this. So you think that's bad? And we're not going to stop talking about it because this is totally unacceptable. And it is. And I'm going to show you. Remember Cata Trust? I reached out to her. I never could. She never did respond because I was trying to get her to come on the show. Then I started reaching out to some other people, and Prosperity came on, and a few other people, and some other activists out there in Chicago. But this is Cata Trust. She was the first one to really become vocal and start going on Fox News. And Connie, 50 billion. Yes, Connie, I'm going to show you that. And Chicago's been poor since the beginning of time. but this is what they're doing. Smart Final, how you doing, love? Time to escape from New York. Smart Final, are you old enough to remember the movie Escape from New York? What would be great men like Marlboro Jones and Amos Fortune thing? I don't know. Corey, how you doing, Corey? Hit the like button, all of you who are just entering the chat. We are glad you are here. So listen to this, folks.
$2.5 billion. That's how much Illinois is projected to spend on migrants by the end of 2025, according.
Now, they've already spent billions, but this is in addition to the billions they've already spent. So keep that in perspective, folks. Here we go.
To a new audit. The taxpayers are calling out the governor, J.B. Pritzker, for putting the needs of illegals over his own citizens. Chicago resident and director of the Community Roundtable, Kata Truss, is one of those taxpayers. She joins me now. To me, the key line of the audit is this, Kata. In 2023 alone, total costs outpaced expected spending by over $400 million, enough money to shelter Illinois' entire homeless population for a year. What?
Did you hear that? But they're not sheltering Chicago's homeless. They're sheltering people who aren't citizens. Keep that in perspective.
What do you think of your governor prioritizing illegals over your friends and neighbors who are citizens, but who are also in need?
Well, I've been very vocal about how I feel about it. I've been very vocal about the fact that this Illinois governor has neglected both our Chicago public schools, our citizens of this city, as well as the state of Illinois. What we are afraid of, what the taxpayers of Illinois are afraid of, is the fact that there is going to be a $3.2 billion budget deficit for the state of Illinois heading toward the year 2026. And that is troubling to us, especially when we look at the money that has already been spent, and the fact that instead of our governor, as well as other Democrats standing up and saying, we made a mistake,
right,
we got it wrong with how we handled this migrant crisis, they continue to double down and make it seem as if they did something to be commended about, and they have not. And the people are going to show them this at election time.
J.B. Pritzker doubling down just last week on your state's sanctuary city policies. Listen to this.
I will stand in the way of Tom Homan going after people who don't deserve to be frightened in their communities, who don't deserve to be threatened, terrorized.
What a waste of humanity. Can you hear this guy? Fred Flintstone. Robert just sent them to, yeah, right, Dory. I'm saying, you heard the number. They've already spent into the billions, and they're projected to spend even more into the billions for 2025. I'm tired of this. How are they getting voted in? Connie in Chicago, Prosperity explained a lot of things to me. It is so shady in Chicago, especially. And note, Connie, all of the places where Democrats have strongholds, there is no voter ID. So that does explain a lot. Lord Jammer, Humpty Dumpty with a bad hairdo. Corey, they spent 2.5. Corey, it is horrible. Chicago Hood, these illegals get food stamps into the thousands that we taxpayers pay for. Chicago, they get things we couldn't get. And we paid into the system for years and years and years. So you're paying twice for these illegal. Yes, Chicago. That's why I'm saying the Trump administration they're going to have to abolish, because they're not going to stop. And that's not fair to the residents of those cities. My girls, these woke clowns need to go and join the circus. Yes. Mayor said the rest of Illinois will have to pay for it. Right, Mayor? How is that fair to American citizens? All right, here we go.
Terrorized. I would rather that he came and arrested me than do that to the people of my state.
Kata, as you know, so much is wrong in that statement, especially the fact that these are not people of his state, but the people of a foreign state that he is wasting your taxpayer dollars on. If I were an Illinois resident, I would be livid, Kata.
And we are livid. And let me tell you something. We are not insensitive to undocumented persons here. We know that it is a struggle. I get people asking me all the time, well, do you think it's wrong for people to want to live the American dream? No, it's not wrong for people to want to live the American dream. But what is wrong is for Americans here in America to not be able to realize the American dream, because we have elected officials who want to do things with our money that does not benefit the people who are paying into the tax bracket.
It's so true. $719 million is what your state spent last year on migrant health care. I have to think that that $719 million going to the health care of your citizens would mean better health outcomes.
You see that, folks? Look at those numbers. They're getting health care. They're getting everything. Things we can't get. How you doing, Greg? I have, Greg. I've watched several of those meetings, the city council meetings. So yeah, I've seen. I don't know who you're talking about. Jessica Jackson went off on them, and Prosperity had to go off on them a few times too. How you doing, Steve? So yeah, this is what's going on.
For you, your family, and your friends in your neighborhood, and it's sick that it is not going to you, the taxpayer. Gotta trust. Gotta leave it there. Thank you.
And she, I did a couple of videos where, she was talking and explaining some things that was going on, and she kind of spearheaded it. And I think she's a retired, was she civil service or something like that? Anyway, she really was the first person out of Chicago to start going on Fox News and explaining, this is not right, and explaining everything that was going on. Dorian said they get free college tuition. Okay. Dear God, there's a mass breakout of stupid. Barnes, yes. Oh my gosh, Chicago needs a Republican. Yes. All right, Tijuana border jumper, how you doing, love? While we get the shaft, Tijuana, boom, always. And again, they're still dying on that hill. Tijuana, you weren't here, but as I stated, I'll tell you, since you're here, and I think Barnes just joined. The Trump administration will have to abolish sanctuary cities. They're not going to stop what they're doing. Lord Jammer, Chicago needs a Republican. Al Capone, not a woke one. Boom. So, and thank you for the super chat, love. Yeah, hit the like button, folks. So that's where we are with that. And now that was the governor. Now, their mayor's a piece of work as well. So let me show you. He is still, I'm telling you, they will not stop. So they are very serious about this Democratic agenda. Now, this is MSNBC, so, well, but let's see what Mayor Brandon Johnson is saying on here.
For the third time this week, protesters in Chicago made their voices heard. Tens of thousands of people took to the streets Saturday as part of the nationwide No Kings protests, marching against Trump's increasingly authoritarian policies, including recent ICE raids across the country. This comes as Chicago officials brace for workplace immigration raids in the area, causing local businesses to fear for their workers. Last week, demonstrators clashed with ICE agents in Chicago's South Loop, where immigration officials said they had final orders of removal by a judge. Chicago's elected officials confirmed around 20 people were detained and are now required to wear ankle monitors. Joining us now is the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson. Mayor Johnson, welcome back to the weekend. There was a large turnout in your city yesterday. What's your reaction to the demonstrations yesterday, but also to Chicagoans' reaction to what the Trump administration is doing in your city?
Well, thank you for having me back, and happy Father's Day to all of the fathers who are celebrating today. And, yesterday and what we've seen over the course of several weeks now, there's been a strong response of demonstrators who are exercising their First Amendment right, and they're doing it in a peaceful way. Jonathan, as you know, Chicago has a long history of nonviolent, peaceful demonstrations going all the way back to the Civil Rights Movement. And so as this president continues to erode the very fundamentals of our democracy that's clearly expressed in our Constitution, more people are rising up and resisting the tyranny that's coming from the federal government.
The tyranny is coming from these Democratic mayors and Democratic governors. That's where the tyranny is coming from. And clearly they are on the wrong side of justice. They are not on the side of the American people. Right, Dorian? So, right. And they're the ones who are encouraging these protests. They're the ones who are out here. No, we're not going to help. Right? So they are, sort of, emboldening these people, Here we go.
Mayor Johnson, it sounds like you guys are bracing in Chicago for immigration officials to come back and do more. One of the things that I've heard over and over from regular people that have been going to this protest, and some people in your city, is that they want to see the officials do more. They want to see the officials protect these folks. So I guess, what are you willing to do if ICE and these officials come in and start grabbing your residents off of the streets of Chicago if they go to their immigration hearings?
Yeah, let me just first acknowledge the level of anxiety and fear and trepidation that this administration has caused. You've never seen a society improve or expand under this type of fear. And we're going to continue to resist, and we're going to do it in many different ways, whether it's taken to the streets or to the courts or policy. One of the things that I am very proud of is that we are a welcoming city, which means our local law enforcement do not dub or behave as federal ICE agents. And so our local law enforcement, as we...
No, because they're too busy trying to help the illegals, telling them how to evade ICE. This is what they're doing. All right. Okay, Dorian. DJ, these companies don't care about their employees. He's the one with fear, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Chicago. My girls, every one of them attended at one time or another. You got it, my girls.
Continue to rebuild and expand trust amongst all of our residents. It's important that we hold that line. The second thing is we're educating people. Knowing their rights is something that's paramount to securing our city and what is sensible about our democracy. All of our sister agencies and our city departments are working within the confines of our welcoming city ordinance. And then finally, as you know, that there are a number of lawsuits that we have pressed against this administration. We did get a temporary restraining order against the Trump's administration in his attempt to essentially lay off federal workers. And so it's a multi-pronged approach. It's the courts, it's the streets, it's also policy. But one thing that I will say for sure is that the city of Chicago is not just a welcoming city, but we are a place where we put our arms around one another. And whether you are a marginalized group because of your sexual orientation or because of the color of your skin or because of the fact that you are seeking refuge here in the city of Chicago, we're going to hold to our values to ensure that all working people are loved, protected, and seen.
Mayor Johnson, you have paid, though, a political price for your views on immigration and your policy as a, quote, welcoming city, as you describe it. It was very controversial, the plans to shelter migrant workers in Chicago. What is your concern when balancing the politics with your policy?
Yeah, we have to have moral clarity here. Sometimes we do make political decisions as politicians, but sometimes the world calls for a moral clarity. And there were migrants who were used as political pawns, shipped all over the country without any protection. What we have been able to do in Chicago is not only stand up a shelter system that supports all of those who are housed, who have insecurity in their housing. It hasn't stopped us from building more affordable homes on the west and south sides of Chicago, hiring young people, up to 29,000 summer jobs, expanding our mental and behavioral health services, and violent crime is coming down.
Steve Voles, you have to wonder what is wrong with the people who vote these people in office. Very low IQ people. Boom. My girl said, or no IQ. Ooh. Okay, hey, we're cooking. No lies were detected in any of those statements. Tina, I'm convinced they hate Americans. Yes. No Kings Pro. Oh yeah. How about no woke? Okay, Robert. Moral clarity. This is totally immoral. Yes, Robert, he is. All right, we'll finish this, and then I'm going to pull up a little article for you.
In the city of Chicago, 28% reduction in homicides, 39% reduction in robberies, and 36% reduction in shootings. And so what we're seeing is that you can hold up both.
He's not even including the crimes that the illegals committed. Greg, Martha's Vineyard wasn't a welcoming city. Oh, the hypocrisy. Boom. That bus went to Martha's Vineyard. They didn't step off the bus. They turned it around and they had to go. Yes, the hypocrisy. The elites don't want those people there. They put them in our net communities. We have to deal with it. Oh my God.
We can make sure that immigrants from around the world are supported, and those who are like me, descendants of slaves who came up through the Great Migration to the North, that we can actually hold to our values.
Again, talking about Black Americans and, what we endured. So, trying to make that link, trying to get Black people on board, and they're not.
To ensure their complete liberation and emancipation. So in other words, in the city of Chicago, we are calling for reparations as well as supporting our immigrant communities.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, thank you.
So, and he's bringing up reparations, which will never happen. Wink, wink. Okay, trying to get people on board. Oh, I cannot. So let me show you. Hit that like button, please, folks. So they're doing all of this, right? And let me show you something real quickly here. So everyone see this? Oh no, I just got an alert. Lynn Hamilton from Sanford and Son passed away. She was 95. She was the one who played Donna. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just got that alert, folks, for my Sanford and Son watchers, because I know some of you do. Thank you so much, Tijuana Border Jumper, for the super chat. I'm sending you some more hearts. Thank you so much, love, for your support. Reparations got doled out to the illegals. That's what I'm saying, Tijuana. But what do they do when every time it's time to vote? Oh, we're going to have a reparations committee. Stop it. They didn't have any committees. They just spent billions of taxpayer dollars on non-American citizens. Every race has endured something. Tina, you got that right. Chicago Hood, the reparations is all the welfare of the last 80 years. Boom. Just give Brandon some Bill Cosby Jell-O pudding pops. Oh boy, you're making me think about those commercials. My girl, okay, I used to love Sanford and Son. Yeah, Lynn Hamilton, she was the one who played Fred's fiance, Donna. I just got an alert. She passed away. Corey Rowland is correct. Reparations will never happen. No, but they keep bringing that up to get people on board with them, and it will never happen. Yeah, she was 95. So look at this, folks. They're doing all this. Pritzker's budget office projects they're going to have a $3.2 billion deficit. An early look of the upcoming fiscal year. So you see what they're going through, and they're still doing the same thing. You remember my girl? You remember her? Okay, good. Yeah, Chicago, 95. My girl, like dangling a carrot in front of a blind horse. Woo! You got that right. So the first extensive public look at next year's state finances contains a warning to lawmakers from the governor's office. The ability to fund new programs will be severely limited next fiscal year. That comes from the governor's office of management and budget. which projected a potential budget shortfall of $3.2 billion. With me, everyone see that? Okay. Wow. That is totally unacceptable. For fiscal year 2026, OMG. The Illinois Economic and Fiscal Policy Report, published each November, is often seen as a table setter for the budgeting negotiations that will ramp up in earnest when lawmakers return to the Capitol for the legislative year that begins each January. So you see that? You see this shortfall, people? The GOMB projects that revenues will remain flat at roughly $53.4 billion for the upcoming year, while spending will grow by 3.2. All right. And I'm not going to read all that. I just wanted to show you what they're getting ready to spend. Now, they've already spent into the billions. So this year, it's going into the billions again. Oh, Chicago, they were. Isaiah, I watched Sanford and Son too. Love you. Love you too, Isaiah. Thank you for the, the alert just came through on my phone, love. It sure did. And then I have a video to share with you, and then we'll get out of here. Unbelievable. I just don't know what else to say for these people. Robert. Oh, I'd rather watch hot dogs being made than watch MSNBC. Dorian, you got that right. All right, let me share this with you. So those that don't know, and some of them are saying that Trump's approval rating is in the toilet. We know it's a lie. But the numbers I'm going to show you from CNN, the Clinton News Network, or Communist News Network, same thing. I wanted to show this to you so you can see their numbers. Now, since it's on CNN, the numbers are probably even higher than that. We understand how that works. Robert, I'm not sure, love. I know with his approval rating, there is no way that he can win. Now, if they cheat like they normally do, he may win. Listen to this, folks.
In Los Angeles, with the city bracing for a fifth straight day, potentially, of protests to be breaking out in downtown Los Angeles against the administration's ramped up ICE raids we've seen playing out. Also, we've seen similar protests breaking out in cities across the country over the administration's immigration crackdown. So where is the country's voters on this issue? CNN's Harry Anton took a look at the numbers around, interestingly enough, how immigrant voters feel about immigration and the immigration crackdown. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, let's just sort of start off on the fact that immigrant citizens, immigrant voters, foreign-born voters have gone tremendously to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue.
Everyone see that? Look at those numbers, folks. So again, and we've said it here on this show, legal immigrants, they voted for what's going on right now with Trump deporting these people. And they're angry because they're like, we had to figure it out. We didn't get thousands of dollars in food stamps, free health care, free housing. So they want them gone too. And again, looking at these numbers, it's CNN, so it's probably even higher because we know they're just not going to tell the truth. So they came in the right way and they did not receive all the freebies. And so they're like, what the heck, and Americans didn't receive thousands of dollars in cash vouchers. And God knows, with all the homeless that we have, some Americans could use some of that money. And some of these people, have mental issues. Some of them are former veterans. They need help. They need affordable housing. So again, these people who came in the right way, and it's a difficult process and a costly process. They're like, we didn't receive all the affordable housing and all. They're like, no, they said this. No, they have to go. This is wrong. So listen to this.
Voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats, more so than any other group that I could find. The group of voters who became more hawkish on immigration were, in fact, immigrants themselves, immigrants who are registered to vote in this country.
So that's on that issue. How about how they feel about kind of traditionally, historically about Donald Trump?
Yeah. So, you see this shift and you go, what is going on underneath the hood? Well, take a look, Donald Trump. You remember when he first ran back in 2016, immigrant voters were one of his weakest spots. But look at this, Trump's vote share in presidential election among, again, immigrant citizens, those who are registered to vote. Look at this. 2016, he got 36% of the vote. You go to 2020, 39% of the vote. Look at this in 2024, all the way up to 47% of the vote. Some polls I looked at had him barely losing that vote. Some polls I looked at had him barely winning that vote. Again, there is no block of voters that shifted more to the right from 2020 to 2024 than immigrant voters. And Donald Trump, at least in some surveys, actually won that vote. On average, it's about equal. So there may be all this stuff, right, about undocumented immigrants and Trump being harsh on them. But immigrant voters themselves have increasingly liked Donald Trump and have increasingly moved to the right on immigration and into the Republican camp.
Well, then on that, what you're getting at, how immigrant citizens, voters, feel about people in the country illegally.
Yeah, and this is where it all kind of comes together, Kate Baldwin. Look at this. The net favorable rating, immigrants who are here illegally, among immigrant citizens, again, those registered to vote. In 2020, look at this, plus 23 points on the net favorable rating. But look at where we were in 2024, minus 6 points, underwater. So immigrant citizens have become increasingly unfavorable in their views of those immigrants who are here illegally. So I think it's so important when we're talking about this debate from a political angle to separate those out who are undocumented immigrants versus those who are here legally and those who are citizens and those who are voters, because that group of voters has felt increasingly distant from those immigrants who are here legally. And so again, when we're talking about this, at least from a political angle, this is why Donald Trump feels so comfortable, because in fact, amongst the group that you would think that would be most opposed to this, in fact, they become increasingly favorable, not just towards Donald Trump, but towards a Republican point of view on immigration and becoming distant from those immigrants who are here illegally.
Yeah, an important baseline to consider.
Yeah, and so look at this change. Robert said Pritzker ran Illinois to the ground. And he did. So this crisis has bankrupted these sanctuary cities. And you would think, okay, this situation bankrupted my city. Let's go change course. No, they're not changing. Where are we? If I ever roll a blade, put that in the record book. Old man does scale. Okay. Yeah, Chicago. Boom. You're right. So that this is what we're dealing with. And so this is why legal immigrants have a negative view of this current illegal immigration crises. Okay. Before they did not. So you see how the numbers have changed. And they used to have some sympathy. They used to have some understanding. Now they're like, nope, get those people out of here. And they're thinking that more than under the Biden-Harris administration, more than 21 million people came across that border. So we don't know for sure, but I'm with them. Get these people out of here, okay? And, you know, it's just unfortunate that the Democrats, again, are on the wrong side. And they're as you hear them talking, they keep these people riled up because they're always, how you doing, lovely apple? Right. What are they always saying? We're going to continue to resist. We're going to, obstruct. All these things that they say they're doing. They're not going to help ICE agents. Even when the ICE agents need help, they just look at them and don't do anything. And they, so it's like they're trying to, they're trying to stir the people up. And then, of course, what they're going to do if someone gets hurt or unalived. Oh, they're the victim, right? Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So that's what they keep telling us. Violence and destruction. That's what the Democrats are all about. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. So that rhetoric is dangerous. Dorian, yes, they make everything racially motivated. Yeah, I was watching a video today. And this black women were on there talking about on their jobs how, you know, white people had helped them so much, but they didn't like working for other black women. And so, but you know, when they took the jobs, they were apprehensive because again, the people have been told, you know, all white people are racist and they're not going to treat you right and all of this. And so they were telling about that did not happen. And that the black women that they worked, these were black women, they were saying that the black women they worked for were horrible. So you have to give people a chance, folks, because as we said, you don't know who God will use to bless you. So, but anyway, this dangerous rhetoric is encouraging this behavior. And how do they continue to sell this to their constituents? I don't know. I think someone said it earlier. Why do people keep voting for these people? But their number one priority is illegal immigrants and unaliving of children. I think it's tied for first. That's all they care about. Mayor, we had an invasion coming in. Right. So let's do this major deportation. So I'll say, since the Democrats don't care about Americans, hey, American lives matter. So that's what I have to say about that. Do they still have the Give Me That statue of the mad black woman in New York? Steve, yes, the Tish lookalike is still there. So again, they could have taken the millions and billions of dollars that they've spent and used that on American people. Use my tax money on Americans. That's all I ask. So they're going to continue to tax people to death in, you know, New York and California, New Jersey, these places. Who can live there? It's too expensive, right? Mayor, you know it is. That is Tish. I don't care what anyone says. So they blame the high prices. They keep lying, blaming the high prices. Vicky said, yes, they do. Yes, Vicky. They keep blaming all the high prices on Trump's administration and the tariffs. No, you're raising people's taxes to continue to fund your sanctuary cities. So tell the truth, but they won't do that. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about tonight. And where are we here? Okay, if I missed your comment, I'm so sorry. Take the race card and flush it down the toilet. Lord Jammer. Yes, boom. Another stimulus check would be nice. Beverly, yeah. That would be nice, wouldn't it? All right. I see. So I just got another alert in Texas. New law will require the 10 Commandments to be posted in every public school. Oh, wow. Okay. You heard about Whoopi Goldberg's comments. Oh, man. Whoopi, go away. Yeah, on The View. She said being black in America is harder than living in Iran. And she talked, again, she's a race hustler. You know that. Chicago, it is. Yeah, I saw that on The View. I wish they would just go ahead and pull the plug on that show. I mean, she's a millionaire. How hard is it for you in America? Stop it. Stop it. Don't want to hear it. Because it's a crock. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big back black woman. Yeah, the big back statue. It's still there in Times Square. Lord Jammer, we said, why didn't they put, a likeness maybe of Condoleezza Rice or someone like that? Yes, Steve. Oh, my girl, she always does that. I'll be glad, like I said, when they pull the plug on that show, because that is not how Barbara Walters started that show. They've just taken that show somewhere totally different than the way it started. Tijuana Border Jumper, thank you for your super chat, love. I'm sending you some hearts again. Tijuana says, Jasmine crock full of said $5,000 is not in the cards because it won't help any American. Right, Tijuana, because she's a millionaire. Boom. Lord Jammer, yes, she needs to retire. I'm over her. I am so over her. I loved her what are those movies? I love Ghost and those movies she was in playing the nun. But after that, oh my God, she has just become a despicable person. Yeah, Dorian, I loved her movies, but I don't like what she has become. Lord Jammer, $5,000 would help all of us. But again, the elite say, "Oh no, that won't help America." Thank you for bringing that back up, Tijuana. So that's what I wanted to. Yes, Chicago, they do. That's what I wanted to share with you. And some of you are still angry, but we need to stay on top of what they're doing. And like I said, they're not going to stop. Chicago, I never liked her. Now I see why. Boom. Chubbs, if Whoopi would spend one day in Iran, she'd be begging to come back to America. Right, Chubbs. So she needs to be quiet. Okay, because I bet she'd last maybe one day, maybe. Jackie, that's all right, love. Those of you who are just coming in, go ahead and hit that little thumb. That is the like button. In Iran, women can't. Yeah, it's real restrictive. So why she would equate that to Black Americans like it's so horrible here is beyond me. But she has to continue, right, to fan the flames. White supremacy and racism, they won't stop talking about that. They have to keep fanning that fire. I think YouTube have since the like button rolling. What are you saying, Dorian? Jacqueline, you're so late. Yeah, you're gonna have to do the replay, Jackie. But we're glad you stopped in though. And I know Saturdays, people are busy. People running around. So I understand. That's fine. So we have to remain vigilant, folks. And again, the 2026 midterms will be here before you know it. So we can't let our guard down. We cannot see the like number today. You can't? Okay. There are no numbers of likes on the like button. Not right, Mayor. I'll have to check that I'll check that when I shut the stream down. Decades of Democratic rule is why we are in this mess now. Connie, say it for the people who are in the back. Evergreen is back. How you doing, love? Thank you so much for hitting that like button, dear. So yeah, they are not stopping and they will not stop. Trump will have to stop these people. He has to do it. Miss Rowland, this will be a wake up for New York. Robert, I don't know. Those New York liberals, woo. I don't know. Now they are starting to complain a bit, but I don't know if that will be enough to overcome. You understand what I'm saying? It's other content creators too, Mayor. What happened, Mayor? Tell me what you're telling me about with other content creators. Trump is just doing us a favor and they just don't understand it. Thank you, Dorian. He really is. He's helping us out. And some people are not intelligent enough to realize that. And thank God the Curry Queen did not win. OMG. Could you imagine? Chicago Hood, I'm dying today. Work was brutal. I'm outside about 80% of my day. Oh, Chicago Hood, that sucks. Not being able to press the thumbs. Oh, Mary, you couldn't hit the like button? They said the like button is there. You just can't see the count. And if you sign into your Google email, you should be able to hit it, love. Okay. Yes, we did, Dorian. Oh my God. Thank you, God. That did not happen. That was a scary, that was a scary situation. I was, whoa, please don't let that happen. Stay hydrated. Yes. Okay, Mayor, you got it. Perfect. So we know what it is, folks. The Democrats don't care anything about America. We know that. They prove it every day. You know? So we're not shocked. We are dismayed because some of you may have family, like I still have family in New York. Some of you may have family in some of these places. So it makes you angry what they're doing to your family and for people you don't even know, because you know it's just not right. It's not fair. Thank you, Chicago Hood, for that pointer. Just as I thought it was going all right, I found out I'm wrong when I thought I was right. It's always the same. It's just a shame. That's all. All right. Who's the artist and what's the song? 1983 was a good year. Woo! Yes, thank you, Chubb. Hey, my girl, Genesis and Phil Collins. Yes. Well, I could leave, but I won't go, though my heart might tell me so. I can't feel a thing. There you go, Tijuana. Excuse me. Yes, from my head down to my toes. Yes, Steve. Oh, yeah. But why does it always seem to be? You're looking at me. You're looking at me. It's always a shame. It's always the same. It's just a shame. That's all. Phil Collins and Genesis were awesome. Yes. We had the best. My girl, yes. Oh, my God. Yes, 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 yes. All right, Mary, I see that baby bottle. Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever some sweet talking girl comes along, singing her song. Don't mess around. You've just got to be strong. Stop. 'Cause I really love you. Stop. I'll be thinking of you. Look in your heart and let love keep us together. Yes. Forever. Yes. Captain and Tennille. Boom. 1975. Woo. I swear, if I could play music on if YouTube would let you play music, we would never get to anything informational. I'd just be on here playing music and we'd all be on here rocking out, just rocking out. Chicago Hood says, yes, when there was no racism, we all were friends and hung out. Boom. We were just out having a good time with friends. Yes, Lord. Yes. Oh, my God. Can we go back? Oh, yeah, Dorian. Yeah. Yep. So, again, we go over information, but then, hey, I also like to have a little fun at the end. And, hey, that's what we do here on the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel. Connie, yes, let's go back, Connie. I want to go back when we didn't have all these problems. Right? Let's go back down memory lane. Saw a photograph and it made me laugh. Anybody remember that? Wow. Now I'm drifting fast back down memory lane. Bad to the bone. Come on now. We all know Bad to the Bone. Oh my God. I haven't heard it in a while, but yeah. Yeah, everything was good. Time Machine. Yes, Vipa. Yes, Minnie Riperton. She died at what, 34, something like that, of breast cancer. Yes. If only we could go back. Oh my God. Oh, so anyway, that's all I have for you. I enjoyed you though. And I'll be back tomorrow at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. George Thorogood. Yeah, he was good. I'll tell you who I love too. I love some Boss Skaggs. Oh my God. Woo. Now I told you when I play the music in my classroom. I play, if you remember from the 70s, they had those long, 10, 15-minute songs. Thank you so much, Lord Jammer. Yes, Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway. Because you and I back together again. Rest in peace. You know, she just passed, Tijuana, Roberta Flack. Sorry if my voice is cracking. I can't sing. But yeah, Boss Skaggs. Oh my God. Wow. I listened to the it's like a 12, 13-minute version of Lowdown. And I love it. And my students just listen to me like, oh my God, that song is really long. You, those of you who are old enough to remember, you remember how long those songs used to be? Oh my God. And I loved it. I still love it. God. Yep. The sad truth. You dirty low down. Jammer, I grew up when Lil Wayne was the biggest rapper in the world. I never did really get into Lil Wayne. But I do remember when he blew up. Miss Lynn, they put out a list recently of the top 100 of all-time R&B artists, and it's crazy stupid. Oh my God, who they had? I know it was a bunch of bums. They probably didn't choose the right people. Connie, no, I don't. I'll have to look them up. Oh yeah, reunited and it feels so good. Yes, I remember that one. Yep. Peaches and Herb. I play Shake Your Groove thing, the 10-minute version. Hey, woo! I play all the old music, all the disco, Donna Summer, David Bowie, all of it. I love it. Al Green, I play him too. Yes. Oh man. Okay, Lord Jammer. So you're still kind of a Generation X. Marvin Gaye. Yes. Wow. So the Marvin Gaye song you think of is What's Going On? When you think about all this nonsense that we're witnessing on a daily basis, but that's okay. By who, Chubbs? Because there have been several people who made the song. My girl, Band of Gold. My girl. Fun fact, I interviewed Frida Payne here on my channel when I was interviewing celebrities. And if you want me to drop that link, I will. Before the interview was over, she told me she'd just written her memoir. And she said that the book signing was going to be in Manhattan, New York. And I asked her if she would send me. I told her, if you send me an invitation, I will come. And so I will forever love Frida Payne. She had her manager to email me a ticket, and I went to her book signing. Yes. Oh, Tijuana. Yes. I love it. So my girls, if you want me to send you that interview, just type yes. It's here on my channel, but it was about 3 or 4 years ago. Van Halen. Wow, you might as well jump. Oh, Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers. And I know. Yeah. Redbone. Okay, Chicago. Oh, that's way back. So my girl, if you check again, I interviewed her. Very good interview. Yeah. Yep. Whose birthday? Whose birthday today? I missed it. Well, whoever had a birthday, happy birthday. Is it Dorian? My girls, I play KC and the Sunshine Band. I have their greatest hits on my Apple playlist. I listen to them a lot. The long 10, 12-minute version of the songs. I love them. Dorian, next month. Okay. So that's all we're done. I wanna put on my boogie shoes. Only you. Yeah, all right, DJ. DJ's going way back. Oh, wow. Woo! Tijuana, I have their greatest hits too. I'll be around. Yes. Oh, Chubbs, I wish it would rain. David Ruffin, yeah. How you doing, Paulina? Yes, Paulina, they're taking me back. I'm getting old. Oh, wow, Dorian. Dorian is only 20 years old and he knows. Oh, wow. Okay. The Fifth Dimension. Oh, good music. Good music with people who actually had talent. And I told you, Marilyn McCoo and her husband, Billy Davis from the Fifth Dimension are still alive. Now, they're really old, but they're still alive. Oh, Dorian. Yeah, Dorian is wise if he's only 20 years old and he knows all this music. Yes, Chicago. Happy birthday. Oh, it's Dorian. Okay. Okay. Dorian, yes. I'm wishing you a happy birthday and many, many more, love. I just sent you some little celebrations there. Yeah, Chubbs, I remember that one. DJ, Bedrock, Twitch. I remember that too. Always and Forever, I love you. Ashford and Simpson. Yeah, oh my God. Good music. And they produced a lot of hits, but a lot of people aren't aware of that. How you doing, Derek? Hit that like button for me, please, love. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, everything was better. Tijuana and all the old heads. Let's go back. When we didn't have to deal with all the crap we're dealing with now. I want to go back. Like now. Okay. Wow. OMG. I love it. Yes, Dory, enjoy it. Oh, yeah, me and Mrs. Jones, my girl, you're taking me back now. Everything was better. Yeah, it was. I can attest to that. Venus, yep, I remember. We can make it great again. Yes, Tijuana, if we could all work together. But you have one side trying to help Americans, one side totally against Americans and not helping us at all. We may be older, but our music still plays the best. Yes. Yes, Miss Paulina, how you doing, dear? Barry White, I have his greatest hits on my playlist too. Yeah, he was a genius. So we'll go. I'll be live tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, yeah, my girl's clean up woman, Betty Wright. Yes, she died a few years back. Dorian, yeah, they don't have any talent. They just get on a microphone and say some really nasty, derogatory things. Oh, yeah. Lord Jammer. My favorite Elvis song is, what is it? I'm caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Oh, yeah. That's ELO, Dory. Evil woman. Yes. And from the Eagles, woo-hoo, witchy woman. Yeah. Did you know Betty Wright did backup vocals on Dance With Me by Peter Brown? I didn't know that, Tijuana. Thanks. Tijuana's a music guru just like I am. Oh, wow. Anthony, how you doing, love? Right, Anthony? My girls, I have the Bee Gees' greatest hits too. And I play the Staying Alive 20. They have a 20-minute version. I listen to that. I can't get enough of the Bee Gees. I cannot. Wow. All right. Okay. I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. The Beatles. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jude. Yeah. I like the Beatles too. Listen to it, Roland. You were here. Okay, Tijuana. Thank you. I didn't know that. See, I learned things from you guys as well. The Doobie Brothers, yes. What a Fool Believes. That should be the theme song for the Democrats. What a fool believes. Woo! What is it? Helter Skelter. Okay, Dorian. Okay. Yeah, I know that one, my girls. Yeah, I know that stuff. I love music. Literally every genre. I can sing. Well, I can't sing, but the Charlie Daniels Band, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I like all of it. Chicago Hood. Which one? Which one? The Righteous Brothers. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Temptations. Yeah. Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. Way back. Yeah. Chicago Hood. Yeah. Billy Joel. Yep. Everybody's talking about the new Sound Funny, but it's still rock and roll to me. Boom. Connie Francis, my girl. Now that is way back. Oh, wow. Chicago Hood. Yeah, you like that one. What a fool believes. Chic. Oh, yeah. Dance. Tijuana, one of their members just died, I think, this past year from Chic. Yeah. Uptown Girl. Okay, Dorian. My favorite song from Billy Joel, I felt special. For those that don't know, he made a song about Allentown, and I was actually living in Allentown when he made that song. So I was like, oh yeah, he's the best. Oh yeah, Mary, yeah. I play it in my classroom every day. So, all right. I want all of you to enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I've thoroughly enjoyed you. I hate to leave. Scorpions, yeah. They had a song or two that I liked. Yeah. Yes, Lord Jammer. I was living there when he made that song. Yes, Derek, we're staying alive. Most definitely. All right, I'm going to go. Clarence Carter, Patches. Oh, my girl, I remember Patches. Oh, yeah, that's my favorite song from him. Oh, yes, Chicago Hood. Thank you for dropping in. Tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Four Tops. Mayor, they had a couple of songs I like. The Four Tops. Yeah, they had a couple. The Four Tops had a couple of songs I like. I want all of you to be safe and come chat with me in the comment section. That's where I'm going now. I've enjoyed you all. I love you and God bless you. Connie, yes, I love it. And I'm glad you loved it, Connie. Connie, come back tomorrow at 4:00, dear. I'll be here. Sugar pie, honey bunch. Okay, DJ. The Whispers. Yeah, I like the Whispers. Yeah, good night, everyone. I'm coming to talk to you in the chat right now. And thank you again. Thank you, Lord Jammer. I'm coming to talk to you, so don't go away. And once I end the live, you can leave comments under the description box, and I'll answer those too. So all of you be safe and be careful because I want you to come back, right? And I don't want anything to happen to you because you're the best subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for all your support and your love. And I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section.